What up?
What up? How we doing? Back in the stream game. Christian McCaffrey 101 off the board, wasting no time.
Okay, I like drafters updating their website a little bit. Now the players have like the solid color backgrounds after you draft them. Okay.
Yeah, a little more colorful. I like it. It's a vibe. It's an aesthetic.
But how you doing, Benjamin? We got
pretty
a
nice,
couple
brother.
people in the stream. Welcome. We're gonna be drafting another entry into this. I'm gonna make the screen a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Just after I make this pick, real quick. So yeah, I'm gonna go with JT here at 107.
Solid. Zeke Elliott going in the top 5 very consistently now. That's a change that's happened over the past week or two.
I mean, we talked about it last week, and yeah, I mean Zeke just going Zeke kind of out of it. We had to wait an hour for this draft to fill.
We did.
Gotta get into it, but yeah, Zeke going in the top 5 now. That's surprising. This was a player going at the end of the first round. So a pretty big ADP shift for Zeke. And I mean, he's going to be a workhorse, I think, even with Tony Pollard there, no matter what some people might think. So I like Zeke. Top 5 though. I don't know. I don't know if I would take him above Saquon. But
it's just that time of the year, man. We're getting quotes about how good Zeke looks, and we're getting quotes about, maybe the Giants easing Saquon in, and that's all it takes is for ADPs to shift in early June, mid-June.
Yep, I definitely agree. But back with another draft, you took Tyreek Hill, I took JT. Tyreek Hill, obviously, pretty clear-cut, the consensus, wide receiver 1 at this point, just a massive ceiling for Tyreek. But how you been, Ben? How's it going over there? Anything new in your life? What's the scoop?
New. I mean, I'm beefing with my neighbors right now.
Beefing with the neighbors. Why is that?
Well, somebody who lives in the building with me had the audacity to throw my ashtray out the other day, right? Okay. So I come outside for a little coffee and a smoke in the morning, vibing. And it's gone. It's just gone. I don't know what happened to it. I look in the garbage and there it is. So, obviously the only appropriate response was to order 30 more ashtrays to be delivered to my house and set them up all over the porch with a strongly worded memo, preaching patriotism and the right to personal property. So we'll see how that goes.
So you found the ashtray in the garbage.
Indeed.
Am I hearing that correct? So you found the ashtray in the garbage and you just left it in the garbage. You didn't just take it out or anything.
What I look like reaching in the garbage. I'll just buy 30 new ones. About $70 I ever spent.
I'm gonna go with CEH over Antonio Gibson. But back to the ashtrays. So you bought 30 ashtrays and did what with them?
I set them up all over the porch. I put them. It's like a little artistic display. I'll be posting the video on Twitter tomorrow if people are interested in seeing what it looked like. We'll see. We'll see if anybody knocks on my door and has an issue with it. It'd be awkward if it was the landlord.
What if all the ashtrays just get thrown out?
Sorry, I already have a nice, well-filmed video. It's immortalized.
I mean, how many of them are going to see that video, though? And how many of them actually give a fuck? That's what you have to ask yourself. So if I'm a tenant, if I threw out that first ashtray, personally, I'm petty. I'd throw all of them out.
Yeah,
last 30 of them, rip the sign down and call it a day. That's what I would do.
Here, let me just let me read this to you and see if you would still do that, because I feel like the memo was pretty strongly worded. To whom it may concern. All right. On the morning of June 12th, 2021, between the hours of 1:30 and 11 a.m., it was discovered that an ashtray belonging to Benjamin Hover was wrongfully disposed of. All right. The right to own personal property is the lifeblood of this beautiful capitalist paradise that we call America. All right. The ashtray in question has been replaced and given a few friends so as not to feel alone. wishing good physical, mental, and spiritual health to all the residents of this beautiful home that we respectfully share. And then at the bottom, I added a little note that says, warning, if any of the new ashtrays referenced above are found displaced, an appropriate response will be executed. And then a little final note, appropriate response protocol 3, the purchasing of 10,000 ashtrays with the intent to be taped to the halls, walls, ceilings, and every inch of this house. So, I mean, if they really want to go to war, they can, but I'm not the one to fuck with. I will empty my bank account to buy 1,000 ashtrays, 10,000 ashtrays, and put them over every inch of this house. Swear to God.
But is it worth the time and the pettiness to do that?
Absolutely.
Is it worth it? Deep down. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what else am I gonna do? Play COD? Fuck it.
I mean, like I said, I would definitely be petty and throw them out if I'm the person who threw it out.
But what if someone threw out your shit? What would you do?
I would call your bluff. You
would call my bluff that you think I won't buy 10,000 ashtrays?
Yeah. You definitely ain't gonna buy 10,000 ashtrays if those 30 ashtrays get thrown out. There's absolutely no shot. So I'm calling your bluff immediately, right, and see what happens.
That would be a solid bet to make, I think, because I probably won't do that. But I feel like the display was strong enough that they would at least think that I'm seriously about this life. I don't know. But what would you do in the reverse situation? What if somebody threw out something of yours and you come downstairs to find that out? Are you going to take any response to that?
I mean, I would probably just buy another ashtray.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I would just buy one though.
Oh, what point does that prove?
I would just buy another one. Well, no, I would probably press whoever threw it out.
But I don't know. There's four other people in the building. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, and I'd go press all of them. That's what I would do. Because
you about to knock on the doors.
I would just want the confrontation. Yeah, knock on the doors, have a conversation if they threw it out, and tell them if you throw my stuff out, there will be problems, physical problems. That's what I would say.
I'm more of a mental warfare kind of guy.
Psychological warfare.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're going to walk downstairs in the morning and see that, and then they're going to walk out the door and see 30 ashtrays on the porch, and I'm going to be like, think I'm a legit psychopath, probably.
Just ashtrays all over the house.
Swear to God. Patty Mahomes. This might be my first share in this tourney, but I had to go there, with the Tyreek stack. Why not? Not usually the move I make, but I don't really love any of these running backs. Maybe ETN, but the wide receivers, tight ends, I don't know. Give me QB1.
All right. I'm not liking this so far. A lot of the players that I want are getting taken before my picks. I'm gonna go with DJ Moore over Robert Woods there. Haven't been drafting much Godwin. Maybe that's a mistake, but DJ Moore, I think, is very talented, and he has been productive with bad quarterback play in his career so far. So hopefully Sam Darnold can come in and at least give DJ Moore the quarterback play that he deserves. But even with bad quarterback play, he's still going to be good.
I agree. And who knows? Maybe Sam Darnold won't be bad quarterback play post Adam Gase.
I mean, that's what you would hope for. But I think there's still probably a good chance that Sam Darnold is a bust. And that's just what it comes down to. Yeah, I mean, if I had to bet on it, he probably is a bust because even with Adam Gase and even in, kind of a bad situation in New York, he still didn't show much. And I think if you have it, you're probably going to show it, at least somewhat, even with bad players around you and bad coaching. And he showed nothing. So I'm pretty much out on Sam Darnold. I know some people are still holding out hope, but players show you who they are over time, and Sam Darnold hasn't shown us anything.
The contrary point to that would be that, Joe Brady made another relatively bummish quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater look serviceable for long stretches of last year. I mean, that scheme is favorable, and the weapons are certainly loaded. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrace Marshall, Christian McCaffrey coming back.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're going to be fine for fantasy. I'm just more so talking about real life. I don't know if Sam Darnold is the guy that's going to come in and elevate the Panthers to like a wild card team or even contend for the division, because that's just not going to happen. But yeah, for fantasy, Teddy Bridgewater supported multiple fantasy assets last year, and good fantasy assets at that, with DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. So the scheme works out for the Panthers skill players, and we'll just have to see about Sam Darnold. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I don't think I am. But right here, probably going to go with my wide receiver 3. I'm going to go with Deontay Johnson here, just a PPR monster. If it'll load, which it's not loading, but I have him in the queue, so it should take him right here. And yeah, I'm happy with Deontay as my wide receiver 3. Like I said, PPR monster, target monster with Big Ben last year, and I expect that to continue into 2021.
Now, this is usually not a move I would make, but I'm going to go ahead and make it anyways. Kareem Hunt with Nick Chubb. The thing is, I think they both have a lot of value. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's after ADP for him.
No, that's 2 running backs from the same backfield that I would draft together, because each, like you said, have standalone value, and each have upside in their own right. So, you get 100% of the Browns touches doing that, and
could be
honestly both
a big team, a team with a lot of rush attempts, and a team with a lot of wins potentially this year. So,
yep, and both can make your lineup, I think, any given week. So, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. Right here, on the bring back, I might go after Dak, but I'm not sure.
Odell Beckham at 5'11". I mean, there's been a lot of like puff pieces coming out and a lot of buzz building around Odell bouncing back this year. Do you think it's possible in the Browns scheme? I mean, this was a guy who was going in the 7th round last week, and now he's at the back end of the 5th.
I mean, he's talented enough to bounce back easily, and in any season where he has played, I think it's like 14 or 15 games, he hasn't finished worse than a wide receiver, or he hasn't finished worse than wide receiver 25, which would be obviously like the number 1 wide receiver 3. So if you're basically getting a wide receiver 2 in Odell, if he stays healthy at the end of the 5th round, early 6th round, and like you said, he was going in the 7th round, it's probably a good bet on talent situation with Odell, even though the Browns are a run-heavy team.
Yeah, I'm all about the Odell bounce back. And, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it at 5'11", but you look at some of the receivers in that range, I think he could beat all these guys, Chark, Ayuk, Higgins, Robbie. I think he's definitely in that tier. Yeah, so maybe the value is disappearing, but still a pick that I would make in that range.
I'm fine with either Dak or Kyler here. Kyler's going above Dak. I think both have top 3 upside for 2021. So, and Kyler goes right after. Yep, I think after Kyler would probably be a tier break for me for quarterbacks, with these 5 guys just being a clear cut above the rest.
Yeah, agree with that for sure. I mean, the next tier I like as well. Herbert, Wilson, and Jalen Hurts. Joe Burrow's in that tier for me as well. By the way, speaking of tiers, we're going to be having a ton of content coming out over the next week or so. Got some big guests coming through. Looking excited. I'm pretty excited to be talking about that, going through our tiers, my tiers, and seeing what we got going as far as best ball rankings.
So if you're watching, make sure you stay on the lookout for that. 4 separate videos will be dropping on YouTube, the same YouTube channel at the DFS Dose. They will also be put up on any podcast platform that you might use: SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, Podcast Addict, whatever podcast site. The audios from those videos will be up on those sites as well. So make sure you look out for it. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end discussions coming this week. Stay tuned for that.
Yep. For sure. How you feeling, bro? How about how's your life update? You got anything for us?
I mean, I'm just cruising. I'm just chilling, vibing, enjoying summer. Not working as much, but still making the same amount of money that I was before I quit my job. So that's always good. Focusing on this, trying to build this up, trying to build the YouTube up. And actually, our YouTube it's been pretty good. We've seen a good chunk of subscribers over the last week or so. Got us over 170. We were stuck at like 160-ish for a while, and now we're at 175. So hopefully we can reach 200 soon. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. So yeah, it's going good. I mean, just focusing on this podcast, focusing on the YouTube, and just vibing. Just, chilling, just waiting for football.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready to win $1 million, though.
You are? You think you got that? You think you got that in you?
I mean, I got it in me more than anybody else. That's just facts.
Even the people who've already done it?
People that have won it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. That's you. The variance just hasn't hit yet.
Yeah, hasn't hit in a lot of parts of my life, but it is what it is. So right here, I could go with Robbie. Probably be the best pick, I think, just in terms of upside. Strictly ceiling would probably be Will Fuller, though, but I'm gonna go with Robbie here. Got to put him in the queue since this doesn't want to load. Could set myself up for a nice little Panther stack later in the draft. So get Robbie, get DJ Moore,
and then get sniped on Sam Darnold when I feel like that's appropriate.
I mean, nah, you won't snipe him.
Nah, you're right. But I'm Will Fuller. That's a good point. Might have to go that route myself, actually.
Yeah. So last season, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel finished as top 25 wide receivers with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. Robbie Anderson finished as the wide receiver 19 in PPR. So if Sam Darnold, like we were just talking about, if he can come in and, just kind of replicate that same production, maybe even be a little bit better, I think that even without Curtis Samuel there now, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson can be really productive in fantasy in 2021. So,
yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
Granted, Christian McCaffrey was out for all of last year. Maybe that boosts, what Robbie and DJ Moore did last season, finishing as, wide receiver 2s pretty much. So could not happen this year with CMC, who's a touch monster coming back. Alrighty. Will Fuller and Michael Gallup.
That's my pick every trip. It seems like, man. I love Michael Gallup, and he's been going higher. I mean, people are talking about it after some positive buzz around camp. I mean, he's consistently going in the 8th round. I mean, I love the back 9th and early 10th picks. I was getting him at a couple weeks ago, but shit, 8th round, I'm still all over it.
Yeah. I like Gallup. Probably would have taken him if you had it. Wanted Curtis, can't get him. So now I'm kind of in a bind right here. There's not really many players that I love. So I'm going to just take Noah Fant right at his ADP at pick 90. Just a higher upside tight end with Noah Fant. And 8th round is kind of rich, but I think there's a tier drop off after Noah Fant because just athletic ability wise, he's probably top 6 in the NFL in terms of tight ends.
Top 6, huh?
Yeah, I'd put him probably a drop below the Pitts Kittle tier.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But Brandon
Cooks goes, so you're out of luck on getting him on the bring back.
I could have drafted Cooks, but I mean, I'm staying away from Texans. I'm staying away from Brandon Cooks pretty much, unless the ADP or unless where I'm drafting them makes sense in terms of ADP value. I'm staying away.
Tyler Higbee goes. That's pretty weird to see the Rams tight end 2 go in the 8th round.
That's facts. People are still sleeping though, but he's gotten a little buzz. So
Higbee?
No,
Harris.
Yeah, Harris.
Yeah.
The Rams tight end 1. If you don't know, Jacob Harris. Yeah,
because some people don't know. You know, that's the thing.
They need to know.
They should. Yeah,
they should. Yeah, they definitely should. But this is just the range of players where I don't have any interest in any of these guys. I mean, you know, they'll probably be solid weekly contributors from like a floor perspective, but I don't see many like tournament winning upside with these guys. I mean, maybe with Gallup, but other than that, like Mostert, Fournette, AB, Higbee, Landry. I mean, even Noah Fant.
Yeah,
I don't think any of these guys are going to be guys that, you know, can give you that 30-point week in week 16 to win you a tournament, or, you know, a 30-point week in any week of the season. So
right. I mean, that upside definitely dries up at around like the 7th round after the guys like Devontae Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Robbie, you know, Will Fuller, etc. Like, I think that definitely dries up. And at that point, I start shifting towards roster construction. You know, do I need quarterbacks? Do I need tight ends? What can I do to solidify my roster at this point?
Yeah.
Because at least you can get solid contributors. You know, you can get Tannehill, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, like guys who will be in your line at a frequent rate, opposed to just drafting these wide receivers and running backs that are just not it in this format.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, with these guys too, like I don't have any interest in any of these wide receivers, honestly, but I hate the running backs. So I'm going to go with Pittman here, and my players just aren't loading for whatever reason. So I have to, okay. I don't, it's supposed to go off
Ronald Jones guy.
Supposed to go off the queue, but didn't want to do it that time.
When did you get so high on Ronald Jones?
Today.
Just now?
Yeah.
Give me some Gesicki action. Talking about a talented tight end.
Pick could be worse.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones, he's not bad. He's not bad. It's just there's a lot of mouths to feed, but could have been a worse pick. So I don't mind Ronald Jones right there. I mean, it's unfortunate. I wanted Michael Pittman, who goes 2 picks or 3 picks later. Drafters just, you know, you just fucked me hard right there. Because I put him in the queue. You saw it. There was literally a star, like a 1 in the queue.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't draft out of the queue. GG.
You're gonna have to send that to him. By the way, I do have an update on our Jacob Harris story. I hit them up in the DMs.
And what they say?
They said you can forget about it. No shot.
Did they actually say that?
I mean, not in those specific words, but they did say no, we can't do it because it would set a bad precedent for teams that have already drafted. And I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure nobody's actually drafted him yet. And they're like, yeah. But still. I'm like, no, I think that you could go back and he probably hadn't been drafted maybe once, but nobody's drafting this dude. Maybe this week they are because the buzz is starting, but they weren't. Swear to God, they weren't.
Not as long as he's a wide receiver on these platforms, he's not going to get drafted because, the value in drafting Jacob Harris would come in if he's listed as a tight end, which he is a tight end. Yes. But, it definitely makes sense as to why they wouldn't change that.
But do you think that it's like y'all made a mistake, so you're just going to double down on the mistake? No, it's like there's still time to fix it. Like, I get it, but I don't know. Do not know, sir. I don't like it. I want Jacob Harris. I want those 2 weeks where he gets over 10 points in the 20th round. I want him.
Hey, I'll draft him in this draft, though. Fuck it.
You won't.
I'll draft him in the 11th round. Say I won't.
You won't. I know you won't.
Oh. Wait, what? Wait, Ben has clout.
Bro, I could pull up my Twitter DMs right now.
Ben has clout. Ben has sway in the drafters.
And don't forget
it. Drafters lobby.
Bruh, come on. I'm feeling myself now. I don't know why they were playing hard to get. They literally said, no, we can't do it. But you know what? I respect it. And you should do it. It's the right thing to do. Shout out to y'all.
Hey, so
if you don't draft him in the 11th round, I will, just out of respect. Swear to God.
Jacob Harris in the 11th round.
I mean, he's getting drafted in the 11th round. I don't know who's doing it, but it's happening.
Bro, we're not drafting him.
Joey. I'm the type of guy who buys 30 ashtrays because someone threw out my $2 ashtray.
See,
let that sink in. There's nothing I won't do for the crowd.
This is just some. This is just some. What do they call that when you try and like manipulate people by like
manipulation?
I mean,
reverse psychology.
Reverse psychology. That's what I was thinking of. This is some reverse psychology. So you want me to draft him with my 11th overall or with my 11th round pick, so you don't have to.
It's not that. It's just that if you don't, it'll be really reminiscent of the Darius Slayton situation where it's like you talking it up, but you're not really.
I mean, Jacob Harris is my guy, though. I mean, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck.
Is he your guy, or is he just the guy that you want to?
Do you want me to do it? I don't care about no $5.
I don't care, bro. Let me just tell you that he is auto picked in my queue right now. So if you don't, he's going somewhere else.
I'll draft him right now.
You won't. You're going to put him in your queue and get drafted AJ Dillon.
He's in the queue.
Let's go. Respect.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about no $5.55.
I can't believe you actually fell for that.
Nah, I had to do it. No. I had to do it out of respect.
Yeah.
All right.
I applaud that move. Big respect.
Well, I just threw away this team, so might as well.
How did you throw it away? Stars. You just got the Rams tight end 1 in the 11th round.
Hey, and he just got the Rams RB1 in the 11th round.
That's cap. That is actual cap. The disrespect surrounding Cam Akers needs to stop. Someone told me the other day on Twitter that Cam Akers doesn't have RB1 overall upside in his range. Excuse me?
I mean, I don't think he does, but
how?
I just think that there's probably 6 or 7 running backs above him that do have it in their range, and not everybody can have it in their range. So just from that line of thinking, nah. Just nah. Dang, it's kind of pouring outside. Getting a little gloomy.
Is it?
Yeah, it's thundering, lightning over here. That's why my internet is dog shit right now.
Do you think my ashtrays are getting wet outside?
Got to go check on the ashtray.
I mean, speaking of upside, I'm about to snag a guy with wide receiver 1 overall upside in the 12th. Can't not.
I'm not even going to say anything.
Tried to bait you.
Not
if you guys want to see
gonna...
our full thoughts on Gabriel Davis, you could check it out on the YouTube channel. We had a spirited debate about the Bills' undisputed wide receiver too.
Dude is the biggest Gabriel Davis fan of all time.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Talk about that from the guy who nailed the Darius Slayton prediction last year, sort of.
What'd you nail? You didn't nail anything. You lost money every single week.
Yeah.
Why isn't this working, man?
Oh man, are you gonna get him?
It won't let me pick. This draft is scuffed.
At least it worked that time. And then give you like Deshaun Watson or something.
But shit, man, just let me pick my players. Drafters,
right.
Come on.
They kind of tweaking for that, right?
Yeah, they bugging. But they moved Jacob Harris to tight end, so I kind of forgive him for that.
Yeah, you can't be too mad.
I ain't taking another tight end. You got your damn mind. I got 2 goats.
You got Fant.
Do you want? I'll pull up Harris's player profiler right now.
I mean, you probably should, because the people probably think you were trolling with that pick, but what they don't know is that it was actually a complete steal.
Complete steal in the 11th round. Just wait. Tyler Higbee, gone. He's gonna get hurt. Prediction right now.
Even if he doesn't, he's gonna get outplayed.
Yeah. Tyler Higbee is a slow, old scrub. Okay. He hasn't done anything in the NFL, hasn't proven anything in the NFL. Why not play your 4th round rookie tight end that has athletic measurables close to one of the best tight ends in the NFL, and Darren Waller, that has been showing out in training or in OTAs. When like you have to do the right.
Praise from McVay, a lot of praise from Sean McVay.
You have to do the right thing, and playing Jacob Harris in 2021 would be the right thing. So getting a steal in the 11th round, could have gotten him in the 20th, but it's all right.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look at all these tight ends that are going after him: Rob Gronkowski,
Anthony
Firkser. Come on, boy. What are we doing?
Elijah Moore in the 13th, huh?
They ain't catch that Jamison Crowder re-signing. I think that kind of puts a damper on Elijah Moore's year 1 upside. The fact that Crowder's for sure staying in New York now.
Yeah. I definitely agree. God, these players are shitty.
You might as well just grab Terrace Marshall and go full-blown Carolina stack. You really took Tua?
Well, actually, if you look at the screen, I had Denzel Mims in the queue, and it took Tua for me. So
that is fucked. I had Will Fuller and Mike Gesicki. I was ready to pull the trigger on Tua right here. He was in my queue. Is it drafting off my queue?
It might be. It might be. Because it ain't drafting off my queue. So it is not drafting off mine.
That is truly unfortunate.
It's all right. You can get Sam Darnold. You take Sam Darnold right here and call it a day. You know?
I'm going to set myself up to do so with the 14th if I don't get sniped. Get a little Terrace Marshall stack going in.
Yeah, just take Sam Darnold like 3 rounds above ADP.
You saying I won't?
Hey, I don't know what you will and won't do. All right. I kind of like this red color. Like it's not like red, but it's kind of like a burgundy red, kind of like the Washington football team red. Kind of like it. Just a random thought.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm colorblind. I couldn't tell, so I'll take your word for it.
It's excuse for everything. I'm colorblind. I can't see.
Yeah. You'd be like, "Why are you late for work?" I'm like, "I'm colorblind."
Uh-oh. Seeing a little run of quarterbacks here.
Savage. Fuck it, dude. Obviously, everyone wants a quarterback for some reason at this point, but obviously, with Mahomes, that's all I needed to do. One more. Be done with that.
Shit, I might take another one for the fuck of it.
With Dak and Tua? You're tweaking. I mean, honestly, you're probably not even going to get who you're trying to draft, so. Good pick.
That's a standard pick right there.
Yeah, that's a JDC special.
Yeah, that's a brand pick.
Where'd Zach Ertz sign to be going in the 14th round? It's a little interesting. Did news break while we were recording?
He knows something that we don't.
Apparently. See, the problem is that I have 3 running backs right now, and hold up.
Let's hear it.
My landlord texted me, "I like the artwork on the porch."
That's all he said?
Nah, he actually said something else, but I can't put that live on air. I'll tell you after.
He said I can't put that live on air.
But yeah, that's actually hilarious. That's actually quite hilarious.
Menace to society you are.
I guess.
Can't just go by your day and just buy a new ashtray.
I did.
Got to be extra.
You know what would be extra is if I could draft a good team, and it doesn't look like this is going to be one of those.
Well, I'm right there with you, so.
I mean, but I respect your team, though.
I mean my team isn't. I don't.
Ronald Jones necessarily in the first 10 rounds, but
Ronald Jones has some upside. Okay.
What's his upside?
Let's take a look. I mean, he 26, 24, 18, 17, 15, 13. These are later in the season too, week 10, week 12, week 14, week 17. Like, he was the guy when he was healthy. He's going to be the early down back. I mean, Fournette has showed that, he's not that good. So I can't do it.
I mean, you better draft Denzel Mims since you tried to like 3 rounds ago. What? You wanted him in the 13th, but you don't in the 15th? You're tweaking. Absolutely tweaking.
Had to get my boy Treyway. No cap.
See, right here, the pick would be Jamison Crowder. But I think that he's officially a beta bitch after accepting a 50% pay cut. If someone came to me with that, shove it up your ass, bro. I'm gone. Bye. No shot.
Yeah, you can't draft anybody that willingly accepts that. So
I'll take Mims. We already know Mims is a stone alpha, so I'll put some faith in him, even if he is the wide receiver 5 on the New York Jets right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking players that like just have crazy ceilings at this point, since my team is kind of scuffed. But Traquan, if Jameis starts, I mean, clear-cut wide receiver 2. Not that many players on the Saints that will command targets. So Traquan, player who's been working out with Jameis, could see a big year if Jameis starts all 17 games. And yeah, I mean, we've kind of been higher on Treyway, and hopefully it finally pays off. And I mean, shout out to him though. My last big win of the DFS season was because of Traquan Smith in the playoffs. So I have respect for him. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns against the Bucs at like 4% ownership. It was great. It was a great time. Don't take my guy. All right, you didn't.
Who's your guy? Let me guess. Wait, I have a guess. Is it someone who has a birthday in the same region as you?
The same day? Should I take him right here?
I mean, you already know that his ADP is about to skyrocket after what we've seen on Twitter today. Apparently, the Patriots wide receiver 1, Jacoby Myers, a man that shares the same birthday as yourself.
I think I have to take him just because of the birthday, not even because of the report. But I mean, I could have told you that, and I'm not even a Patriots beat reporter. I'm a fan. I could have told you that he's the best wide receiver on the team right now. Like, they signed Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah,
there ain't much competition there. Like, I don't know what people were thinking. Jacoby Myers is going to be a 98% snap player in 2017, barring injury. So.
Yeah. He's been one of the better picks, over the past couple of months. You could get him super late.
Yeah, I mean, his ADP was 212, which is pretty much the end of the 20th round in drafters, and he's going as the wide receiver. What did I tweeted it earlier? Let me just take a gander. Jacoby Myers is going as the wide receiver 86 on Underdog, which their ADP is very accurate to just like the industry. Wide receiver 86. You're telling me a player that's going to be on the field for 90+% of snaps is going to finish lower than the wide receiver 86, which I don't even want to do the math. What is that? Like a wide receiver 10, 8, something like that? I don't fucking know. But he's going to be on the field. He's going to catch passes. Like,
that's the bottom line.
Just take Jacoby Myers. He's free.
Now, can I just say that guys like Goff, Watson, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, they shouldn't be going ahead of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson might be one of the biggest, values in drafts right now. It seems like he's getting the Daniel Jones, Josh Allen treatment where people thought he got overdrafted, so now they're just out on him. But, by all reports, the Jets are looking good right now on offense in camp. They got a pretty stacked wide receiver room at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets have a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball, that's for sure. Fuck it. Just talking about him, might as well.
Yeah, he's a stone value to me. 17th round, like for the second overall pick with a loaded surrounding talent.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before, just in terms of roster construction. Like, I have my team up, and I spent a 6th-round pick on Dak, so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't really need to draft 3 quarterbacks. But you have enough rounds to draft 3 quarterbacks, and it's kind of just like, what if one of them gets hurt? Then you're only down to 1 if you only take 2. So it's like, you don't have to take 3, but it doesn't hurt you if, you take 3. And I know James, friend of the show, he's been kind of pushing a 4 quarterback movement.
I've seen that. That's interesting. Highly interesting.
He's been pushing just wait till the 16th, 15th round and just stack quarterbacks late. And
I think that makes sense in a format like Underdog or DraftKings with the playoff weeks, and you could catch fire, get lucky with big monster stacks. But I don't know if it's going to be possible to win a tournament like Drafters with total points without one of those elite quarterbacks. I find myself drafting those guys frequently. Like, just the amount of points and the amount of separation they'll be able to put in between some guys is kind of might be impossible to win without them. And at this point, I kind of messed up on my roster construction, only having 3 running backs by the 18th round and 2 of them being on the same team with the same bye. So I kind of am just about to just start taking wild shots on running backs regardless of ADP. Give me Marlon Mack. I don't know. I mean, Marlon Mack, people forgot about him behind JT. JT gets hurt. He's loaded. He's lit.
I mean, he's probably going to get touches, like, either way.
He will, for sure.
Like, him and JT were pretty much splitting at the beginning of the season. I know it was probably like 1 or 2 games before Mac got hurt. I forget, but so it's kind of like my thought process right now is what wide receiver can have a pretty big spike week in terms of just skill set. And that's probably Deshaun Jackson right here. So I'm gonna go with him. Just we know his skill set. He's used as a deep field or a deep down the field burner. And with Stafford, a big arm quarterback, if he connects on 1 or 2 or 5 long touchdowns in 2017, if he can stay healthy, those could be week winners. So in the 18th round, that's all I'm looking for is just guys that have the potential to put up a 30 ball or a 25 ball any given week, even if their floor is pretty much non-existent like it is with Deshaun Jackson.
It's going to be hard for him, playing behind Jacob Harris and Tutu Atwell, Van Jefferson.
Nah, 3 wide receiver set's going to be D-Jack, Cup, Woods.
Oh, shot.
Yeah.
Bro, Van Jefferson is the wide receiver 3. This man was a 2nd-round pick last year.
No shot, bucko.
And he's been looking good, too. Him and Jacob Harris are taking over Rams camp. I might have to take Todd Gurley here. That's how desperate my running back situation is.
Nah, you got to take Mike Boone for James. Or you can go with
I got
Le'Veon Bell. You know what he's been saying? He's been saying 2021, his comeback season. Whatever team he signs
to. Come back 5 years later? Or is that still coming back? I mean, it's been quite a while.
Hey, I mean, he was good, right? Todd Gurley was good too.
Hell yeah.
Which
one do you think is more likely to come back and be fantasy?
I mean, Le'Veon for sure. Taking Herndon here. But
nice little Zach Wilson stack there. I like it.
Le'Veon for sure. Just because he doesn't have arthritis in his knee.
That's reason enough for you.
And he can catch passes still. It's like if a team utilizes him in that role where he gets like 5 targets a game, he can get 4 or 5 catches. But it's all about, will a team utilize him in that way? Probably not. So
go with Mike Boone out of respect for James. He requested that I do so. I mean, he said I should have done it in the 20 like he asked, but 19, 20, what's the diff? Todd really goes. Solid
same
pick.
Shit. Allen Lazard.
I got a little sleeper running back I'm about to take here. Someone who I've been coming around to.
Sleeper running back?
Yeah.
Who's that?
I mean, he is a sophomore running back on a team that could be a top 5 offense, and he's completely going overlooked because he didn't look great last year, but he should have the opportunity. Either him or Justin Jackson are going to be valuable. I don't know which one it is, and they're both free. So
I'm gonna take Amari Rodgers here. He's been in OTAs, mini camp, making one-handed touchdown catches. So he looks good. Fuck it.
I hope you get drafted DeMarcus Robinson instead.
Oh, there we go. All right.
If anyone
Le'Veon Bell, 20th round,
wants to get their team reviewed, give us a shout. If not, we're just going to do our own too.
It's looking like just us two. There's nobody else in here.
Yeah, we lost some of our regulars. Hopefully, we'll get them back soon. All right, bro. What do you got?
All right. I have my team on the screen. Little Cowboys mini stack with Dak and Cooper, Zach Wilson to Chris Herndon. Got auto drafted Tua, which is whatever. But yeah, I mean, this is probably my preferred build on drafters. You kind of just mitigate the risk at quarterback by taking 3, mitigate the risk at tight end by taking 3, but you still get a higher upside guy. And obviously, Jacob Harris in the 11th round is probably the best pick in this entire draft.
Yep.
But
absolutely,
get him, get Herndon. One of them goes down. I still have 2. I think that's probably the best way to look at it, in my opinion. Running backs, JT, CEH early, two guys that I'm high on, two sophomore running backs. Rojo, Kenyon Drake, Tariq Cohen, just, guys that are going to have roles in their offense. And 17-game season, so it's a long season, extra game, and they have players in front of them, but anything can happen. And if those players go down, these are three guys that could have large roles, especially Kenyon Drake. And then wide receiver, I don't mind it. The depth is kind of trash, but Amari Cooper, player that is probably going to finish as a wide receiver 1. Then you get some upside wide receivers in DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, and Robbie Anderson, in my opinion. And then just some guys that I think have upside on a weekly basis, but lower floors, and Hardman, Treyway, D-Jax, and then Jacoby Myers, my boy. So I don't hate it, but it's probably not going to win. It is what it is. I mean,
it's a pretty solid team. For me, the thing comes down to when I'm getting one of those quarterbacks that I think is in the top tier, I'm not drafting 3, but I can't really hate it because Wilson is such a stone value, at the end of the 17th. He was definitely the best pick available. So I understand why you made that, even with Dak Prescott and with Jacob Harris in the 11th round. I think this team is a serious contender.
All right. Your team is on the screen.
All right. Went with classic 2-6-9-3 build. Got the Mahomes to Tyreek stack, got some exposure to the Dallas offense. So 2 of the top 3 offenses, I think, in the league, I've got a hefty amount of exposure to. I've got Lamb and Gallup, little secondary stack with Darnold to Terrace Marshall, and Dan Arnold is my tight end 3. I feel pretty good about this team, to be honest. I think it seems pretty solid at everywhere except for running back, but definitely need running back to break right. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt could both be, an RB1 and RB2 respectively. So if that goes well, this team could be in contention. I think wide receivers got a ton of ceiling. I think tight end and quarterback obviously both have ceiling. Running back is just a clear-cut weak spot. Needs some things to break right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not a bad team. It's not the worst team you've drafted by any means, but running back is pretty weak, especially with your top 2 guys being on the same team. But, all it takes is a Zeke injury or JT injury, and you're kind of sailing to the money with this team. And, if you're drafting those running backs, those backups, that's pretty much, what you're kind of hoping for, or not hoping, but,
right.
you know what I'm saying, that they come into a larger role. But,
I mean, that's some subject matter that we'll actually get into this coming week on our tiers discussion with Establish the Run's Jack Miller, who's going to be joining us on a future episode this week to talk about running backs, and a recent article that he wrote describing why it may not make sense to actually take backup running backs in best ball as much as we all think. So that'll be a really interesting conversation to hear him, somebody who's really gone deep on the numbers, give their take on that.
Yep. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We got some people in here at the end of the stream. Like I mentioned during the middle of the stream, if you missed it, best ball tier breakdowns at each position. Ben released that on the website, which you can go find right now, if I'm not mistaken, at the dfsdose.com. Tiers for every position. Like I just said, we're going to be having guests for each single position, and those videos will be on YouTube, and the audios will be on any podcast platform that you may use. So make sure you check that out. And if you're watching this right now, drop a like on the video. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We're at 175. Help us get to 200. We appreciate all the support.
Absolutely.
And shout out to everybody that came through today.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for watching, and we will be back with another stream Monday and several more videos coming out on the YouTube, like Joey said. So we'll talk to you guys soon, and thank you for watching. Dose.